Should a California property manager issue a notice to terminate a tenancy for owner move-in as part of their management duties? Hi, my name is Rob Wells. I'm the Landlord Warrior on TikTok and YouTube. Please feel free to like, share, and subscribe to our videos. Now, I had a landlord property manager reach out to me and was asking about all the little nuances about the Tenants Protection Act, particularly about the owner move-in provisions that went into effect in April of 2024. Just wanted to know like what to do, because this property manager looked like they were going to issue a termination notice on behalf of the owner. I would caution you California property managers from doing this, because with the new rules and regulations in place, if you might be flirting the line with practicing law, okay? Or you might at the very least be setting you up for huge indigestion, okay, that you may not want to get involved in, okay? So prior to, my reasoning for this is this. So prior to April 2024, the rules on owner move-in evictions were a lot simpler, okay? You just had to have a term in your lease agreement that authorized owner move-in evictions if your tenancy or lease started July 1, 2020, July 1, 2022 for mobile homes, okay? And basically you were a first degree relative. You were an owner, spouse, domestic partner, child, grandparent, grandchild, parent, child relationship, okay? Your lineal descendants, okay? That was pretty much it. There were no ownership rules. There were no, you have to live there, move in 90 days, move out, and live there for 12 continuous months as your primary residence. None of that was there. It was just, hey, if you were a qualified person, you could terminate the tenancy. Okay, pretty straightforward. Nowadays, and I got a war story here. I had an owner that got called out by the tenant and their legal counsel asking for information, and we dig into the facts, and why that tenant was calling the owner out was there was a vacancy at the property, which is now prohibited. You can't terminate a tenancy if there's a vacancy of a same or similar style unit in the building, basic, where you're doing this type of owner move-in type of termination of tenancy. And we dig into it. The owner, when I do these, I ask the owners a lot of questions. This is like a little checklist here, just so I understand what the situation is, and I'll give you, my thoughts on, hey, is this going to be successful or not? And I found out in this war story here, it turned out the property that was purchased by this landlord was marketed as like a mirror image duplex unit, okay? And I look at the owner and go, you know what? You're probably going to have problems, okay, in court. This doesn't go well, because there was a vacancy at the time, and it was filled by the owner moving in, and it just turned out to be, that's why the tenant was calling it out. So for a property manager, your perspective here, if you don't answer all these questions, and see, when you're asking these questions and doing an analysis, that's legal advice. In my view, I don't think that's real estate advice. You're kind of setting yourself up for failure. What happens if the owner, doesn't tell you the full story here, and then you get caught up, the tenant is challenging the notice, asking for verification, or they're saying, it's problematic, then you're going to run to the lawyer, and then it's going to be like, probably more expensive to deal with. And, with doing a little bit of due diligence up front, having legal counsel look at the issue ahead of time before acting, that's probably the best way of doing it, because you win on these cases, you're successful on these cases by basically preparing ahead of time, knowing that you're well within the law, you understand what your rights and duties are. As a property manager, I don't know if you're asking those questions to your owners, nor should you. That's not really your job here. So don't set yourself up for, your owner saying, hey, you misguided them, that type of deal. Let the legal professionals help out. Okay. If you got this type of situation, please feel free to, and you're in the Northern California area, feel free to reach out. You got comments, questions, put them down below. Until next time, folks, I'll talk to you then. Thanks.